Class, welcome to today's lesson. Aujourd'hui, c'est le 25 mars 2020. So today is the 25th of March, 2020. It is Wednesday. Today we are going to talk a little bit about a new topic. It's the Imparfait, but the Imparfait is actually quite simple. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to grasp onto it quite quick because it's something that's used heavily in French, almost on a daily basis. And the Imparfait, I'm going to just kind of jump right in. The Imparfait is just another way to say something in the past tense. So we're going to be talking about the past tense today. So with things that happen in the past tense, we have already learned how to say things using the passé composé. So passé composé. And then now we're going to learn about the Imparfait. And Imparfait. All right, and so with those two table, or with that table drawn now, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The passé composé, we have learned with how to say things like a specific start and end time, right? So specific start and stop, or things that just happened one time. So a one-time occurrence, one-time deal. And it's targeted by keywords like hier and dernier, etc., etc. And dernier. Now with the Imparfait, it's a little bit different. The Imparfait is an uncertain start or stop. So uncertain start or end. And it happened repeatedly. So it happens repeatedly. And it's still targeted by words like in the past tense, but not specific words. So more things like calmed, like when, etc., etc. Okay, so now that we have kind of our little table drawn out on when specific things happened, let's go through and conjugate the Imparfait very quickly. So I'm going to move my whiteboard up here just a little bit, and I'm going to draw my table like I normally would, and we're going to write in our endings for the Imparfait. So with my endings with the Imparfait, I'm going to use a different marker here. So with the Imparfait, for je form, we're going to add AIS. That's an interesting S, isn't it? Then we're going to add for to AIS. For il, elle, on, we're going to add AIT. For new, we add IONS. For vous, we add IEZ. And for il and elle, we add AIENT. We add AIENT. Let's see if I can get that light to work a little bit better. That's better. So now that we have when we use the Imparfait, when we use the passé composé, and then what the endings look like, let's go into how to form it. So in order to form it, we need the new form. The new form of the verb, like if we wanted to use the verb manger, we would use manger, mangeons. We would use that form. So we're going to use the new form, and then we're going to drop the ONS. So you take off the ONS. So drop the ONS. And the third step is to add the new endings. So add endings. All right, and the new endings are those ones that are up there. Now, with the Imparfait, there is one verb that is irregular, but there's only one verb. So it's not like when we did the passé composé and there were 1,000,001 irregular verbs. With the Imparfait, there's only one, and it's the same verb that's always irregular. It is the verb être. So être is irregular in almost every single category of verb conjugations. And so être in the Imparfait is going to become et with an accent aigu. And then you put your ending on the end. So we just get rid of the RE and then add on our new endings. All right. So let's do some examples. So, exemple on how to form it. Let's do I spoke. Like I spoke repeatedly, or I spoke at some point in time to somebody. So we're going to use the subject pronoun je, and we're going to take our verb parler in the present tense in the new form. Okay, so we're going to write parlons. And you're like, whoa, madame, that's not right. I know, I'm not done yet. So then you have to take off the ONS. So we're on step 2. Take off the ONS. So I'm going to just delete my ONS here, my handy dandy eraser. And then we're going to add on our new endings. And our new endings are these ones up here. So for je, we're going to add on AIT, or AIS, I'm sorry, AIS. So we're going to add on AIS, so it's je parlais. All right, let's do another example. Let's do one with vous. So vous, and let's do the verb, let's use être. Let's use être in here. So we're going to take our stem, right, et with an accent aigu, and now I need to add on my new endings, and so my new ending is going to be IEZ, so we're going to add on IEZ. Vous étiez, so you had been, vous étiez. I could say, vous étiez un élève, you had been a student. You had been a student repeatedly, right? It hasn't just had a specific start or stop time, and it wasn't just a one-time deal. You've been a student for most of your life. So now you're probably thinking, well, madame, what about those verbs that have like GER and CER verbs? So verbs that end in GER, like manger, or nager. In GER verbs, in the new form, they get an E in their ending. So like mangeons, right? Now, in the Imparfait, we're going to still keep this E. And the same thing goes with CER verbs. So CER verbs, in their new form only, they get a CD on the C. So we're going to keep that CD as well. So these don't change. We keep these. So you keep these changes. Keep the changes. All right, so let's do some examples with these verbs too. So now we've got, let's do, they started. They had started. So ils in our plural, they, and we need commencer. Okay, so I've kind of got my started. I'm going to put my CD because that's my new form, and then I'm going to add ONS, but I need to drop the ONS in step 2, so I'm going to take off this ONS. Okay, and then I'm going to add on new endings for the Imparfait. And so we used ils, so now we're going to add on AIENT. So we're going to add on AIENT. I'm kind of running out of space there. So COMMEN, CDAIENT. All right, let's do another example. Let's do the verb vendre, the verb to sell. So let's do new. We haven't done one with new yet. So new, and then we're going to write vendre. Okay. And we need to add on our new ending. So vendons. Okay. And then we're going to drop our ONS. And we're going to add on our new endings here. And our new endings for the Imparfait is going to be IONS. So vendions. New vendions. So we had sold. So we could say that we had sold something multiple times, like we were selling apples on the side of the street. All right, let's do one more example. Let's do one with manger in it, just so that we've got that example. So let's do il or elle. Let's do elle, so she. And we're going to write manger. But we need to put it in the new form, so EONS. Okay, now I need to drop the ONS, so I'm going to take off my ONS, but I'm going to keep the E. Okay, and then I need to add on my new endings for L is a, I, te. So a, I, te. So elle mange. All right, that's pretty much it for the passé composé. It is on page 198 in your book, page 198, if you want to look it up in your book. You can see my cat in the corner. I will post some extra practice videos and some extra practice in the Google slide. Please, please, please make sure that you are completing it. The Imparfait can be kind of difficult to choose between the passé composé and the Imparfait. So I just want to make sure that we're actually getting some work done on this because it's a super important topic. And if you're not going to continue on with French next year, then this is an absolute must know before you leave French. So make sure that you're completing the work for today, and I will talk to you soon. Until then, à demain.